X4. It is Thursday, September 24th, 2020. Thank you for joining me. First of all, I just want to thank all my Patreons. I just uploaded a new video today over here. And over there we can get into some topics that are not really aligned with this platform. Check the link down below. That's going to get you to our homepage. And a link over to my other page where you'll get exclusive reporting and uploads and insights that I don't really talk about here on this channel. I'd also like to thank Robert for contacting me over there. He says he's now also buying. Now the silver has dipped down to $23, as we had predicted here. We were going to see a pullback. So thank you to Robert for reaching out to me over there. And we see here now, oil jumped back up to $40, gold at $18.68, silver at $23.01. We told you it was going to pull back to $23.24. Will it go lower? It's possible, but I'm buying more now that we have seen this dip. I consider this a correction on the way up to new all-time highs in the near future. Let's take a look at some other news. CNBC article right here. Economist Stephen Roach issues new dollar crash warning, sees double dip recession odds above 50%. And in this interview, he said, I'm just going to read an excerpt out of here. The current account deficit in the United States, which is the broadest measure of our international imbalance with the rest of the world, suffered a record deterioration in the second quarter. The so-called net national savings rate, which is the sum of savings of individuals, businesses, and the government sector, also recorded a record decline in the second quarter, going back into negative territory for the first time since the global financial crisis. And Roach sees this dollar crash happening by the end of 2021. I'm not sure if it's going to happen that quickly, but I do know that if you hedge yourself, you'll be protected against this. If the dollar doesn't crash, you'll still have some metals. The link down below is SD Bullion if you're interested. That's where I get my precious metals. You also help out the channel if you use that link down there. So just look down in the description of this video. And now's a good time, in my opinion, to be picking up on this price dip. Next, let's talk about U.S. jobless claims. Another 870,000 new jobless claims. I ask you, where is the V-shaped recovery? And it's going to be pretty interesting to see what happens after November, if they let this whole thing just collapse after certain individuals grab new power, or certain people grab new power, or another term, or what have you. But on the other hand, you have many people that say they're never going to let these markets collapse again. There's not going to be any deflation. Well, if you look at the costs of goods, the cost of living, there is inflation. We see, of course, oil recovered after the big sell-off earlier this year. We see home prices continuing to rise into record territory and beyond. Automobile prices, they only dropped for a short while during the lockdowns. They are now increasing.
An untold comeback story has emerged of the mid-caps of the S&P 400 with the heart to weather the storm.
Increasing again, right? The cost of medical is not coming down. The cost of insurance is not coming down. For most people, this is an inflationary environment, but they're trying to say there's no inflation. And I even saw a report earlier saying that the Fed was causing deflation, which is just not true. When you look at the actual cost of living for most necessities that U.S. citizens need. And make no mistake about it, without stimulus, this economy would already have crashed. So when it comes to investing, do you feel comfortable investing in a bubble? Right? There are people that are investing long. They're investing that prices are going to go up in the stock market still. And people are buying homes now. And these people think that the Fed is always going to be there for the markets. There's never going to be any correction. They say this is a permanent market, permanent inflationary environment, and that the Fed's never going to pull back. In fact, these people are betting that the Fed's always going to be there to prop up the market and increase. It always has to be more and more and more. It doesn't just level out. When the Fed comes in, when they prop up the market, the props have to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's why we see now, here in this current economic situation, where the stimulus and the Fed actions have already exceeded what we saw in the financial crisis. So if what we saw 10 or 12 years ago was called a financial crisis, what is it that we're in right now, where the Fed needs even more intervention, more propping up of the system, more liquidity injections, more bailouts? We're seeing industries get bailed out. We see corporate debt being bought, ETFs being bought by the lease lending. I mean, this is absolutely mind-boggling to anybody that's been following this. And we're in unprecedented territory, and we're at a dangerous fork in the road right now for a lot of different reasons. We see society basically coming undone. The food lines, the unrest, the homelessness, the debt. Still, millions of people cannot pay their rent and their mortgages. Things are not getting better, folks. And if you watch the Idiot Box, they're not really sounding the alarm on this. They're talking about which stocks we should all be jumping into. Again, betting that there's not going to be any pullback, betting that there's support, that this life support is always going to be there for the markets. Pretty amazing time. One more thing, let's talk about the electric vehicle implementation here in California. So the governor right here says no new gas cars starting in 2035. Now that's pretty dangerous, especially when you see what's been happening with the fires in California. We know that on windy days they started cutting power in many areas. What are these people going to do with electric cars when the power company decides it's too windy? Now they're shutting off the electricity for 2 days, 4 days, 2 weeks, who knows? And now all you have is an electric car. Right? Absolutely insane. Leave it to California to pass this. And California is already starting to see a lot of people bail out of the state. I'm sure this is only going to increase as more of these restrictive laws come in place, more of these regulations. Now, if these vehicles were all solar powered, that would be one thing, but it's all electricity generated from the grid. And we know that electricity to be generated also causes pollution. And you're going to have a lot of people stuck when the power goes out. You know, they have is an electric car, and think about if there's a fire, you don't have electricity because of the fires. And you didn't charge your car, now you're stuck in a massive fire here, let's say in California, where millions of acres have burned, and you're stuck there in an electric car that won't start because you forgot to charge it. And the power company shut off your power. Pretty amazing times, people. Let me know what you think about this electric vehicle implementation here in California. No gas cars by 2035. Are you jumping into precious metals right now? What do you see in these markets? Are you still going long in the stock market? Are you still going into real estate because you think the Fed's always going to be there? Pretty interesting. Let me know what you think. I'm still waiting for a pullback after this year. I think it's going to be going down. It's going to go down hard and fast. It's going to be wicked, and it could make our head snap, our neck snap. It's going to be such a wicked pullback, in my opinion. But we'll see how it goes. Just giving my opinion, everybody. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. I'd like to hear from you down in the comments. Thanks again, everybody. Bye for now. Stay well, stay prepared, stay safe. Peace.
Shalom. Foremost, I want to start out by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakadash. Salutation to the elders and apostles, GMS groups and ones alike. Teaching 100% truth. Shalom, Barakatham to them. Double honors to the elders and apostles, GMS groups and ones alike. Teaching 100% truth. Shalom, Barakatham to them. And a foremost for the truth, for this truth, give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakadash. That was a bear bus bull boom video relating to the warning relating to the economical collapse relating to the economy. I'm going to do some verses. I'm going to go to Proverbs 22. Proverbs 22. This is Proverbs 22 and 7. The rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is a servant to the lender. So that relates to pretty much financial mercy. You have to that relates to financial mercy because of debt. So the poor, they're going to be a servant to the rich because financially they're at the mercy of the rich because of debt. You know what I mean? It's financial mercy relating to debt. This is 22 and 16. He that oppresseth the poor to increase his riches, And he that giveth to the rich shall surely come to want. So they oppress the poor, which are the righteous, using them, exploiting them to gain riches, revenue. They give it to the rich, ones like them, and ultimately they're going to come into poverty because their money that they increased in was built upon unrighteousness, bloodshed, fraud, and exploitation. So in the end, they're gonna lose all that they increased. They're gonna lose, and they're gonna become in poverty. They're gonna become poor. I want to go to Proverbs 10 and 15. The rich man's wealth is his strong city, and the destruction of the poor is their poverty. So the rich man's wealth is the strong city. That's his money. You know what I mean? That's his hedge. That's his protection, man. That's even a god to him. He even worships it to a certain extent. And the destruction of the poor is their poverty. Being poor is their destruction. But also, twofold, the destruction of a rich man is becoming in poverty by losing all his riches. So, for both, whether they're rich or poor, poverty will be their destruction. It just so happens that the poor, they used to be poor, so they know how to navigate it better than a rich man who all of a sudden becomes poor. So that's what that relates to. I'm going to go to 11 and 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. So in the day of wrath, right, to Yahweh Shem Yashah, your riches are not going to protect you. They're not going to protect that rich man. And there's verses in James say, woe to you that related to the riches. You know what I mean? So having a false sense of security and trust in your riches is going to be pretty much a rich man's downfall, man, because ultimately your money is not going to be able to protect you. It's not going to be able to protect you at all. A good example is that these elites doing certain things to ultimately do certain things, thinking they're going to avoid certain things, and using their riches and their means and resources to thinking they're going to escape certain things, when they're not. Let's go to Proverbs 28 and 28 and 25. He that is of a proud heart stirreth up strife, but he that putteth his trust in the Lord Yahweh shall be made fat. That relates to pride for the first part, and the second part of that would be relating to faith. Let's go to let's go to 1 Timothy's let's go to 1 Timothy's 6 and 10. We're going to read starting at 6. But godliness with content is great gain, being content. But we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain that we cannot carry nothing out. Pretty much how you came in this world is how you're going to go out. You came in with nothing, you're going to leave with nothing. and having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. So the basic necessities, be content with that. Number 9, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. So it relates to the money. Money is a temptation that leads ultimately to a trap and pretty much a downfall and destruction to many people, man. Number 10, for the love of money is the root of all evil, which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through many sorrows. So money pretty much has become, to some people, not only a temptation but a distraction. It's also taken them off their course of direction on focusing on certain things that's what they should be prioritizing more. Basically, things that's more that's that's important. You know what I mean? So money's somewhat become a distraction for that, and ultimately that led to with many sorrows, man. The consequences. You know what I mean? For some people, money is a good thing for some, and for others, it's not. It depends on the person. You know, money is just a tool. It's a tool for a purpose, temporary purpose, that is used for. Let's go to Luke 12:35. Luke 12:15. And he said unto them, take heed and beware of covetousness, for a man's life consider not in the abundance of things which he preserveth. Read that again. And he said unto them, take heed and be aware of covetousness, for a man's life consider not in the abundance of the things which he possesseth. Shalakia, he possesseth. So be aware of covetousness, a strong desire and want relating to money. You know what I mean? Hoarding and having a strong desire of these things, because these things ultimately are not going to be beneficial for you. These things are just what it is, a tool to be used for its purpose. And it's about balance and moderation. You know what I mean? Beyond here, these things are not going to profit you or benefit you in any manner. I'm going to go to Philippians 4:19. But my God Yahweh shall supply all your needs according to his riches in his glory by Hamashiach. So trusting in the Lord, have faith, and knowing that he can supply all your needs, man. It's about believing and having faith. Let me see. Yeah, that's pretty much just a few of the verses I wanted to go over. That relates to, verses relating to money. And money is discussed a lot by Yahweh Shai relating to money. He discussed money quite often relating to the scriptures. And money is, like I said, relating to that video, they predicting, the economical dollar crash. These things are going to come to pass. They're going to happen. Just a matter of when. You know what I mean? But the signs, the precursors, the warnings are here. You know what I mean? Homelessness. People relating to that eviction. You know what I mean? People having trouble paying their bills. paying their rent and different other things. You got civil unrest. You got different things happening all over this country. Various major cities are happening, different things. So we in very perilous times. So that being said, this was something short. I hope it benefit whoever listened. Give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yashah Bashem Rakadash. The water for listening, the water Bashem Yashah for the video, and the water. Shalom. Thanks.